Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome! This channel is for Japanese learners of English. Kyomo shadowing no lesson will yat ikimashou. Listen to today's real native conversation. Focus on the rhythm and shadow along. Practice daily to master tango, bunpao, hatsuan, and rhythm. Repeat and try again tomorrow if needed. Zeiki. Chenaru no toroku. Wo onegai shimasu. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
So you're thinking about taking a taxi. It's more than just hopping in, right?
Totally. It's like a whole little process. Getting from point A to B isn't always a straight line.
Exactly. And we're going to break it all down. From the moment you decide you need a ride to, well, when you finally get out at your destination.
Perfect. Let's start with the basics. How do you even tell the driver where you're going? Do you just blurt out an address?
Well, not always. If it's a popular spot, like a train station or a big hospital, you can just give the name.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But what if it's a little more obscure?
Then you should provide the full address, to avoid any confusion. And even if you know the place well, sometimes a nearby landmark helps to clarify.
That's a good tip. So once you're in, it's all good, right? Just sit back and enjoy the ride?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
But what about actually getting the taxi? I mean, these days, it's not just flagging one down on the street.
True. There are apps, like Sail, that let you book a ride, specify your pickup point, and even set the destination in advance.
Which is super handy, especially if you're in a hurry or in an unfamiliar area. Now, what if you're not the only one in the car? What about splitting the costs with friends, where everyone is going to different places?
The age-old problem of taxi fare splitting. It can get messy, right? If the stops are varied, it's really hard to do it fairly without the math.
That's a good one. It becomes about negotiations and estimating.
Absolutely. It really depends on how well you know the people and how much precision you want.
Makes sense. Now let's talk about the ride itself. Is there any flexibility in changing your destination mid-trip?
Yeah, actually. With some apps like Jayo, you can modify the destination even during your ride.
That's pretty useful.
Yeah.
What if the driver takes a longer route than you'd expect? How do you even know if it's just the road or something else?
That's where apps come in handy again. They usually show the route the driver is taking so you can easily see if they're going the right way.
Smart. It's definitely a good way to keep things transparent. Now, what about the fare? Does the meter start when you get in or when the taxi arrives to pick you up?
That's a great question because the pricing can get a bit complex. There's the initial fare, and then there are additional charges based on distance and time.
Right. And what about those pickup fees we hear about? When do they actually kick in?
Well, if you order a taxi to your specific location, the clock starts when they arrive. Most companies give you a few minutes of free wait time, but after that, there's a wait fee too.
Got it. So it's not just about where you're going, but how long it takes to get you there.
Exactly. And the base fare, that varies across different cities and different taxi companies.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation when it comes to pricing, is it?
Nope, not at all. It can all depend on location and even the time of day.
That's good to know. So any other insider tips for making the whole taxi experience a little smoother?
Always confirm the address when you get in, just to avoid confusion. And using an app can really give you more control over the entire process, from booking to payment.
Yeah, these apps are definitely changing the game. It's all about convenience and keeping it simple.
Right. It's not just about getting a ride anymore. It's about having control and knowing what to expect every step of the way.
Absolutely. And by being informed, the next time we are in a taxi, the experience is going to be much smoother.
Yeah. It's about knowing how to navigate the process, literally.
All right, we've finished today's lesson. How did you find it? 理解できない部分はありませんでしたか? Repeat and try again tomorrow if needed. Please let me know your kanso or request in the comments. ぜひ channel no toroku wo onegai shimasu. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. See you next time. Bye bye.